What's going on, guys? It's JSGC here again, and this time we're in a different location because I'm out at the moment, but don't going to stop the videos. Sorry for the squeaky chair too, but we're going to be covering how Pep Guardiola can help England win the World Cup. Bit of a stupid question. England aren't going to win the World Cup. However, I just want to have a look at how Pep Guardiola could help influence the England side and how England could use that as a positive to try and make some progress during the World Cup. Now, if you remember rightly, back to the last World Cup, England struggled to get out the group stages in Brazil in 2014. South American continent's a little bit warmer. It's a little bit more of a climate to adjust to. So this time, not using it as an excuse, but we're in Russia, we're in Europe, so I'm expecting that England should maybe be able to adapt to the conditions a little bit better than maybe what they did in Brazil. Use that to their strengths. So, first up, Pep Guardiola, he likes to play more like a 4-1-4-1 or a 4-3-3, you may refer to it as, but he also likes playing about with a 5 at the back. Now, England in their friendly against Germany actually played with 3 at the back with 2 wing-backs, which is what Pep Guardiola likes to do. And England ended up getting a really good result, actually, a 0-0. Not the most pleasant match on the eye, but still a positive result. And if it was during a World Cup match, for example, then you would be quite happy with a 0-0 against Germany. Let's face it, Germany are a good quality side, so they're one of the teams that you'd probably be expecting that they might win the World Cup. It's just how it is. But I'd like to see that England use as much pace as possible rather than persisting with this negative thing in midfield. I'd like to see a little bit more creativity there. I'd like to see a little bit more directness with the passing, work the ball a little bit quicker, play more like on the counter-attack. They try and play like Liverpool and Tottenham, but they're very quick on the counter-attack, and England haven't really got the pace, particularly like Liverpool, to be able to attack. They've not got the attackers there, they've not got the players there, really. So what they need to do is just play to the strengths, which England's strength, really, in my opinion, is kind of out wide. So Danny Rose, Ryan Bertrand, Kyle Walker, Kieran Trippier, Raheem Sterling, quality players. Oxlade-Chamberlain, Theo Walcott also just as quick. So, you know, England could utilise them players and try and make them pitches in Russia as big as possible to try and tire opponents out. Now, England are quite boring, quite negative, and are more than happy to go for a draw and play for a 0-0. So if the pitches, particularly if they're playing on a bigger pitch, could use that to their advantage, and that would really suit England. But I feel like they have to be quite lucky when it comes to the draw in a couple of weeks' time for the World Cup as to which teams they'll be playing, because England are seeded in pot 2, I think, so they've got someone difficult guaranteed in their groups. That really doesn't help England at all, so it's important that they can try and progress in the World Cup and get through the rankings so they can end up having easier draws. Simple as that. So, with Pep Guardiola, he also likes to play with a midfielder sitting behind, and so he likes players like Sergio Busquets, for example. Fernandinho's doing it perfectly at Man City. He loves versatile players like Fernandinho who can play anywhere. So England, they've kind of got someone like that already in Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer is a good tackler. He can play centre-back. He can play in defensive central midfield and central midfield. He's not got a bad shot or a bad ping of the ball, really, to be able to work the ball as quickly as possible. So, in my opinion, Eric Dyer is actually a good player that England could probably use or utilise. I do see a bit of a problem, though, in midfield, because you look at how Guardiola's done with Barcelona and Man City in particular. He likes creative midfielders sitting in front of the defensive midfielder, so players like David Silva and De Bruyne, for example, or Bernardo Silva at Man City at the moment. He had Xavi and Iniesta at Barcelona too. He had players like Thiago Alcantara, I think his name is, at Bayern Munich. England haven't really got players like that, but they could copy the style of play and see how that works. It's better than just sitting there like they did against Germany with 3 midfielders who you could say are all 3 defensive options, really. Livermore, Eric Dyer, Loftus-Cheek. I mean, Loftus-Cheek's more like a Yaya Toure type player rather than a defensive midfielder, but he's not a player that's going to sit, pass balls and pick teams apart. So, you know, England haven't really got that type of player there, so I think England, they need to be clever about what they do, and I'm looking for players like Jordan Henderson and Dele Alli really here to step up, hold the position and try and work the ball as quickly as possible, because they need to utilise the width of the pitch. Obviously, that's what I'm getting at. So if England can utilise that, get Harry Kane into it, then, you know, England do stand some kind of chance of maybe making a little bit of progress. I'd say realistically for England, if they can get out the group stages and get to the last 16, then, you know, on paper it doesn't look like it's fabulous, but it is progress. From there, they need to start promoting some players, start playing the ball a little bit quicker, and maybe stop being so negative with the ball. 3 in midfield to sit back is poor, and it's not really going to work when we're going up against teams from other countries. So you were maybe going up against, I don't know, teams like Mexico. They might be going up who are good. They might be going up against teams like Australia. They might be going up, for example, against teams like Portugal in pot 1. You know, the teams that have got more than capability of sitting back and hurting on the counter-attack or getting one or two opportunities in the game and scoring. So England, they need to be clinical and they need to know when to sit back. So I'd agree if they're playing Germany or Spain, not to play them at their game because they're better than us at it because they've been doing it all their lives. But when they come up against sides that on paper you think that England should be beaten, and they're the matches really that matter when getting out of the group stages and the last 16, then they do need to start being a little bit more expressive. So I'm looking to Dele Alli, Jordan Henderson. We're looking towards Raheem Sterling. We're looking towards Harry Kane, Dele Alli. We're looking towards Danny Rose, Kyle Walker, Kieran Trippier, Ryan Bertrand to get forward, put the balls in, and for England to make a difference. In terms of players, England just haven't got the quality there to hurt sides and win the World Cup, so unfortunately that won't work. But I feel like if they mirror how Pep Guardiola plays and does exactly how Man City try and play and how the Barcelona side play, which is quick, press, and tackle quickly, there's no reason why whatever team you are playing cannot pass the ball properly and attack, press. There's no reason why. Just fitness. You know, these are Premier League footballers. These are working week in, week out, playing top quality sides. So there's no reason why they can't do it. So, you know, if this doesn't work, then I'd probably be for England looking towards another manager, really, because as much as I hate to say it, but foreign managers with their own philosophies does really work. Fabio Capello was too negative. He was too Italian. England need a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for here? A little bit more creative, a little bit more Spanish, a little bit more of an electrifying place to get things going and get the international thing going. But in terms of international football, I just don't like international football. Who does at this moment in time? Maybe it's because England are so poor. Maybe it's just because they've made a mess of the international scene. Who knows? But hopefully, you know, World Cup may make a bit of a difference. England could show a bit of sign of progress. Wouldn't it be nice to have a quarter-final again? I don't think we've seen a quarter-final since 2006. I mean, that's what, 12 years next year. That's 12 years. That's such a long time for a World Cup. And we were barely excited in 2012 when we faced Italy because we all knew what was coming. It was just so boring and so negative. We don't want to be bored and we want to be entertained. We don't want Jose Mourinho. We want Pep Guardiola. So copy his style of play and see how it goes. We've got 3 friendlies, I think, between now, or maybe even 5, between now and the World Cup coming up. So why not try different formations, different players, and try and play a bit quicker and a bit more entertaining? Because, you know, they're going to sit back against Brazil too. They might have already played Brazil. I'm almost certain that they'll sit back against Brazil too, but there you go. So, I enjoy the international football and making these videos, albeit it's not as exciting as the Premier League, but I do enjoy making these videos. So if you do want to see more videos, let me know in the comments, or leave a big thumbs up so I know you like the video, and I'll look towards making more international footballs if you'd like to see it. But hopefully we'll be back in my normal scene soon, hopefully. So we'll see you then for more football videos, but we have got back up to regular uploads, I hope, this week. So, been JSGC, hope you all have a nice day. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you for the next video, which will probably be back to the Premier League. So, have a nice day, peace, ciao for now.